Hey there, and welcome to your Myo Minute. I'm Carmen, and I am a myofunctional therapist online. So a couple things. First, we have some new technology, so hopefully it goes okay. I do several live events, and so sometimes keeping it all straight up here was getting a little bit challenging, so we decided to do something to help keep me organized, so I hope that helps. And then second, I feel a little bit hoarse because I have been talking so much yesterday and today. So I have my tea, and hopefully that's going to help me get through this. All right, so today my new blog post came out that was talking, it was Myofunctional Therapy 101, and it really was talking about the roadmap of myofunctional therapy. I get a lot of the same questions asked, a bunch of different ways. So I wanted to talk about that roadmap and then dive a little bit further here. So today I'm going to be talking about some things that I want you to think through and to understand, and then questions to ask yourself, and then also some things to consider. So first, things to think through and understand. Really, if you do not understand your myofunctional impairment, or if you don't see the necessity or the value in myofunctional therapy, then don't move forward. A comprehensive exam is meant to help you identify that impairment. And when I do an exam with somebody, my goal is to help that person connect the dots, understand the symptoms and how the impairment, how everything connects together, but also for you to see the necessity of myofunctional therapy, to see where that fits in and why it's important. So really what I'm looking for is the light bulb moment. The second thing I want you to think about is questions to ask yourself. So this is going to be, are you going to be accountable to do this correctly, and what's your follow through like? I discuss practice expectations really the first time that I work with somebody in a session, and that is to make sure that my clients understand the personal accountability in this. Doing it my way, slow and steady, is important. And I have had some clients who kind of want to do their own thing, and it proves to be a nightmare in the end. So this leads me to follow through. If you bring your A game, you're going to get A results. And if you bring your D game, well, then you're obviously not expecting a whole lot. And this is going to be important when you're thinking about personal accountability or your follow through, because you need to do things the way that I assign them. I assign them so that they're building blocks, so that it's going to be the most beneficial to you. And if I assign you to do something, 2 or 3 times a day, and you do it once a week, for a long period of time, that's not how we do it at the fitness center. So that's not how we do it in myofunctional therapy. So you have to be willing to do it right. And then last, what to consider. So I've touched on some of this stuff in previous discussions that I have had. And let's go back. I first want to talk about planning properly. So that means getting all your ducks in a row. Okay, saving the money. I know I have talked about this recently in a different program, or in a different Facebook Live, about different programs that are out there. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for myself. And I know I have a lot of different programs available that make myofunctional therapy more affordable. But I have a lot of clients who use my therapy. It's kind of like a layaway program. So they send a payment every month, and when they have their therapy paid for, then they're going to go ahead and get started. I tell you guys, I stress this, you are not sitting in a building on fire. You do not have to go gangbusters. You do not have to do this today or tomorrow. Take some time to plan it out and save the money if you need to. That's very, very important. Next, I don't want you to think that me or somebody else are crazy when we tell you to find the right person. And by find the right person, I mean the right person who's going to do a frenectomy for you. I hate to burst your bubble, but this may not be your childhood dentist. It may not be the dentist that you're seeing right now, okay? Those people are, they probably are not your hero. When I tell somebody that I want them to be open to traveling, I know that's a tough pill to swallow sometimes, but finding the right person can be difficult. I personally, for my myofunctional therapy support group, I am creating a list of preferred providers. These people get interviewed by me. I talk with them about their background and their experience doing frenectomies. We talk about their procedure and their exam. I ask them, do they understand myofunctional therapy? Do they understand the importance of it? And then I also ask them about their active wound management. Now, frenectomy wounds need to heal by a process called secondary intention rather than primary intention. If I'm talking with a doctor and I ask about his active wound management and he has no idea what I'm talking about, my people are not going to that person. So that's why I say I want you to be open to finding the right person, be willing to travel. Sometimes that's inconvenient, but what's really more inconvenient for you is when you have to have the procedure done twice. So it's inconvenient, it's frustrating, and it's uncomfortable. Let's face it, that's no fun. So I have clients who travel across states to come to some of my providers. You know, it's a long, slow, steady process getting somebody in every state, but I'm working on it. You know, I have somebody in Montana. People have to travel from Wyoming. I have people come to Colorado, you know, from several states over. So that's just part of the process. Next, find your myo match. So, you know, let's face it, when I do myofunctional therapy with somebody, we look like dorks. We sound like dorks. We're doing funny things with our mouth and our face. If you have somebody who your personalities are just like oil and water, it's going to be ridiculous. They're going to dread coming. You're going to dread coming. And I refuse to work with somebody if I don't look forward to seeing them. So find that person who can be your myofunctional match. Also, you have to trust that person because this is a noisy industry. There's constantly people trying to get exposure, get clients. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of cray-cray opinions. And I think it's important that you have your myofunctional person that you can turn to and trust. And they're going to help you sort out some of that, the misinformation or the crazy opinions. And then last, I want you to start therapy early. So that means 4 to 6 weeks. I don't like my clients to start it more than that. You know, some of my overachievers want to go 2 months. And I really think that my clients are going to plateau, they're going to get bored. So I don't want them to go much longer than that, but definitely 4 to 6 weeks so that they are prepared. Okay, so you guys know that I'm live on Wednesdays. 2019, my team and I have really been focused on, or will continue to be very focused on, empowering and engaging and educating you guys. So we are here every week. Next week, I'm going to talk about the impact of tongue ties on adults. So speaking of, you know, confusion, a lot of adults contact me and they figure, well, I made it this far. I'm fine. I probably don't need to do anything about my tongue tie. So we're going to be talking about that, and I am going to straighten out some of those misconceptions. So for right now, I want you to take some action. I want you to let this be about you for just a minute. So take the things that I have just got done talking about and let them marinate with you. Does anything resonate? Getting you healthy so that you can be the best version of you, that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. And I encourage you to start with a quick assessment. If you have questions and you're not sure, then by all means do a quick assessment. Now you can get this assessment tool at the bottom of any one of my blogs. And so if you go to myofunctionaltherapyforyou.com/blog, at the bottom of any of them, you can download this, or you can sign up to be able to download it. What this assessment form is going to help you do is kind of pre-screen yourself. So there's like 25 questions on there. These are a lot of the same questions that my providers that I work with, they use it. And a lot of other people use it to see if it makes sense to move to a paid comprehensive exam. Because let's face it, I don't want anybody to pay for an exam with me and they get in front of me and I tell them they're fine. I wouldn't want that to happen. It's never happened thus far. And I think that's because I do a good job about educating people and helping them understand about their impairment so that when they do pay for an exam with me, they know why they're there and they already see the value. So that's going to make it a lot easier, really, on both of us. So if you have questions, definitely get that assessment tool. I'm going to let you out of here. I already told you what we're going to talk about next week. I would love for you to check out our YouTube channel. We're just new, so we're small and mighty and just getting started. Also, you can always share anything that you find useful here on Facebook, or give us a like, give us a thumbs up. I always love those comments. And I think that's it. So have a beautiful, beautiful day. I am always here for you, and I will see you guys next week. Bye for now.